Okay, we're started. Okay, so can you introduce yourself and say how long you've been a paralegal for?
My name's Joanne Williams, and I've been a paralegal for probably about 10 years. Prior to that, I worked as a legal secretary in a major Philadelphia law office. So I spent a good part of my career there. When I arrived at this job, I felt that I was not equipped at all to handle the tasks that I was required to do. So I went back to school and
Oh,
I got my paralegal certificate at Penn State while I was working here and found that that was the best thing that I could have done because it really helped me so much in learning and understanding what I was doing in this job.
so it helped you grow in your field.
Absolutely, yes. Mhm.
And so that's what first attracted you to becoming a paralegal?
Well, it was sort of, it evolved from being a legal secretary at a very, very large firm to coming here where I thought I was going to be doing mostly secretarial um, tasks, but as it turns out, there's a lot of paralegal work that I do here.
And you got the
A
certificate?
certificate at Penn State.
State.
Hmm.
And then you're also certified, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Hmm.
okay. And when you started working, was there any aspects of the job that surprised you?
Well, when I started working here, I think all of them did. I
Mm-hmm.
was surprised at how much I didn't know. Having spent 20 some years in law, I still knew nothing about a general practice. So it was all very surprising and overwhelming.
Yeah, but did you learn along the way?
I did. I learned, the interesting thing was, I learned every day
Mm-hmm.
coming to work, I learned something. And when I was in class at night, I could almost always apply something that I learned in class the very next day to something that was happening in the office.
That's really
So I was
helpful.
taking, even though the classes I was taking were varied and many different areas of the law, because we are a general practice here and do practice so many different types of law, that I was able to apply what I was learning immediately. And that was very, very rewarding,
So you
very
got
interesting.
both the education and the hands-on experience at the
Mm-hmm.
same time.
Yes, yes.
That's good. Now, what's your typical day like as a paralegal?
Um, because of the nature of this office, there really is no typical day. We do so many different things. Today, I was working on a personal injury file and answering some correspondence. I helped to draft some wills and estate planning documents. This afternoon, I'm going to work on some fiduciary tax returns for two estate administrations that I'm working on. So that's today.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow could bring, we could have a civil litigation case in here that needs some work that I'll work on tomorrow. It could be another estate administration. We do a lot of those, and I work on probably 80% of each of those files. I will do all like that much work on just for the attorney's review.
That's exciting. So you're
Hmm.
always on your toes and
Always, there's
never
always
gets
something.
boring.
No, never
That's
gets
good.
boring. Hmm.
Are there any traits that you make you more adept at a particular type of law?
I think that my attention to detail and persistence helps me with the estates work. I really like doing that. I like the I like the financial parts of it because I have to keep track of the assets, collect all the assets, disperse the assets, pay the bills, and then come up with an accounting of everything at the end. And I really enjoy doing that. And so I think that um, the attention to detail probably is very important.
And what's it like working with the clients?
It's great. Most of our clients are just very nice people. They're just regular, middle to upper class people who have, some issue or other. We do a lot of wills and estates work, so it's not contentious,
Yeah.
generally. So they're very pleasant, very easy to work with, and I do have heavy client contact in this job. And as I said, because I'm here sometimes, like part of the week alone, I am the point of contact for the clients.
That's good. And you're also a notary,
I
I
am.
saw. Has that been beneficial to your career?
It's been beneficial here because it makes it very convenient. We have so many documents that need to be notarized, especially in a wills and estates
Mm-hmm.
practice, so that right here and I'm the notary. We don't have to go anywhere else to get that service. I do have people that drop in. Other people in the office park may come in and use the notary services here.
Oh.
So I guess in some way, it's been beneficial.
And how do you stay on top of the latest innovations and changes in the field?
Yeah, that's a little difficult because we're so small and so isolated. Fortunately, the attorney I work for likes to keep current. He goes to CLEs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He researches all the time. He's on Google. He's very good, and he stays on top of the marketing aspects of the firm. So because of the way he deals with it, I think I'm able to keep in touch with modern modern things. But I'm sure there's a lot out there that I'm not even aware of because we're so isolated here.
Does the Paralegal Association help with that?
It does. It's been great to be a part of that organization. I do get newsletters every week.
Mm-hmm.
I get the magazine, once a month or however often that comes out. And so, yes, they do keep me. I do keep aware of what's happening that way.
And do you have to take any of the education classes
To
for
keep your certification, you
certification?
do. Yeah, you do have to take. I think to be. I think you need to take six
6 every 2 years?
6 every 2 years, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Bucks County Paralegal Association has offered some free, and I was able to take one recently, a webinar that I could do here on my lunch hour.
Oh, that's
So that
really
was
helpful.
good, yeah.
Are there any other benefits to being a member of the Paralegal Association?
I think just to talk to other paralegals and get their ideas and find out about their experiences, um, that's helpful. Again, I keep saying it, but we're isolated here. There's no one else here. So it's very good to be able to talk to someone else who's doing some kind of the same work.
Do you ever go to them about ethical questions or
I have not.
no?
No. The attorney here is very good that way too. I can ask him anything, and he's very helpful.
And let's see. Are there any skills that are helpful to being a paralegal?
I think being organized is very helpful. You have to keep the schedules organized, the court calendars organized, your files, put together well and stay organized. So that is probably a really important trait to have.
Okay, and what do you dislike about being a paralegal? If there's anything.
There's not too much I dislike. Sometimes, back to the ethical thing, sometimes it's hard to know when you're giving advice and not. Like, we cannot give advice. And so it's very easy to cross that line. And I have to be very careful. And although I know the answer to the question, I have to hand the client over to the attorney and not answer that question. So that's something that's a little frustrating.
Yeah, I would think that would be the hardest part.
It is hard because it is such a fine line.
Is it hard with friends and family as well?
Well, they're not paying me for my legal work, and they know I'm not a lawyer, and I can say, this is what I think. If you want real advice, you need to speak with an attorney.
That's good that they know. And what do you enjoy most about being a paralegal?
I enjoy the diversity of the job. There's always something new and different. There's Just last week we had an issue that neither one of us had ever come across before, so we had to research it and find out what to do and how to get through it, and it was very interesting. So even though I've been in this job doing a lot of the same things for 15 years, there's always something new.
Is there a lot of new things with technology that you've come across?
Not that I can really say, and maybe it's because I'm not aware of it. I guess one of the things that we do is we're able to use the court's websites, and that's very helpful. There are forms and information on every one of those, and so that's, maybe that's something that I don't know how long they've been really that well developed, but they're very, very good, and it's a good resource to go to in the first instance when you have a question.
And do they have electronic filing yet for this county?
Not for Bucks County.
Not for
They
Bucks
do
County.
have it for Philadelphia and Montgomery County, and we do practice in those areas, and so I do e-file all the time.
Okay. And do you have any advice for an aspiring paralegal?
I would say, um, you know, study
Mhm.
and try to find what area you enjoy or what areas you enjoy, and try to work in a court or a law office while you're in school so you can see what it's really like and how it feels and if it's what you really like to do. There's so much out there and there's so many different fields that I don't know how you would decide right now what field most interests you.
Probably intern.
Right, intern
Intern
at an
around.
office,
I know what you
exactly,
like. Is there
exactly.
any field that you particularly like?
I like estate
State.
administration. Hmm. Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
And what about it do you like particularly?
I think I like it because you have generally the estate administration work goes on for about a year for each case. I get the opportunity to work closely with the clients and I develop a rapport with them
Mm-hmm.
because it's going on for a year. We're in touch with each other often, and because I'm the one who does most of the work, I'm the one that's in touch with them. So I get to have a lot of client contact in that field. And then I enjoy the work that goes along with
Mm-hmm.
with the administrations.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're welcome.